Never trust Verizon Wireless. Hey folks, CJ Van Slightman, 27-year real estate investor. CJ Goes Unleashed. Today I want to talk to you about Verizon, the scam artists at Verizon Wireless. I know a lot of people have Verizon, and I got Verizon about, 6 months ago, and I got 5 lines. So the reason I switched from T-Mobile after over 20 years to Verizon, comment below what carrier you have. If you have Verizon, or if you have T-Mobile, or if you have AT&T. And I'm curious to know. I think Verizon might actually be the biggest carrier now, but they're also the biggest scam artists. So I went into, the reason why I switched from T-Mobile is because I moved into an area where T-Mobile, even Metro PCS, even those Walmart track phones, all those phones didn't work. So I asked everybody in my neighborhood, where do I go? Who do I go to? And everybody said Verizon. So I was getting no bars with T-Mobile, and AT&T got no bars. So I was using Wi-Fi for the first couple of months, but when I left the house for like a 5-mile radius, I couldn't answer my phone. My kids couldn't answer their phone. So I ended up going with Verizon because they had a really, really good deal. So I walked into Verizon. This was in October of last year, and I ended up getting 5 phones. And they gave us the Samsung Galaxy S23. Comment below what phone you have, iPhone or Android. I don't like iPhones. My daughter has an iPhone now, but and that's a story in itself. Because once we got our phones, like 5 days afterwards, someone stole her phone and didn't have a password on it. So I called up Verizon and I was like, hey, my daughter's phone got stolen. And they were like, yeah, that's $370 to replace the phone. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I just got the phone. I have insurance on the phone. You told me if the phone got stolen, then you guys would replace the phone for like $100 or something like that, which was bullshit to begin with because they're full of shit from the start. So I went in and got the fucking phones, and this idiot tells me, this chick tells me that, yeah, it's like $50 or whatever for the phone. So I'm like, oh, that's a pretty good deal. $250, and she didn't mention anything about term, taxes. Should I have done my due diligence? Yeah, probably. But being with T-Mobile for so long, I just assumed it would be the same thing, right? And the plan was a little bit more. It was like $60 a month. It's like $300 a month for 5 phones. So I was like, yeah, just bite the bullet, you know what I mean? And let's just do it. So I got my bills like $287. And I'm like, this is a bonus, man. $300 and I get 5 phones. Well, that's not how it works, folks. And if you don't know, I'm about to educate you right now. So about like a month later, end of November, I get a bill for like $1,200. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? $1,200? That's more. It's like almost $1,300. And I couldn't believe my eyes. So I call up Verizon, and they're like, yeah, you have to pay the tax on the phones. And I'm like, okay, that's understandable. It's $1,000 phone, and I got to pay it 5 times. That's like $350. And they're like, yeah, but there's like $100 connection fee for each phone, and then there's some other bullshit fees. And I was like, all right, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to cancel it. And she's like, yeah, you can cancel it, but it's going to be like a $500 fee to cancel each phone, and you're locked in for 3 years. And I was like, what the living hell is going on? 3 years on a $60 a month plan with a phone, and it gets better. Because after about a week of having my phone, I get this moisture error that I can't plug my phone in to a phone charger. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I have the insurance. I'll call them up. $370. That's what they tell me. It can cost me $370 to get my phone fixed. And I'm like, you gotta be joking me. $370 with the insurance. What does it cost? $2 billion American currency if I don't have the insurance plan? And she's like, sir, you need to calm down. And I was like, yeah, I'm very calm, but $370 after I just paid like $1,300, plus I paid $300 to get the phones. So I'm looking like $2,000 to get new phones, and then to replace this one because it's got an error. So I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So for the past like 6 months, 7 months, whatever it is, 8 months, I've been using one of those stupid charging pads that takes like 8 hours to charge your phone. Comment below if you use the charging pad, and if you've ever used a charging pad, you know they suck unless you get the like $500 charging pad that only NASA uses right now. So I ended up buying one from Walmart, and I don't know, it was like a cheap one. So I bought another one, and it was like $35, and I've been using the stupid charging pad for like 6, 7, 8 months. So I go into Verizon to flash my daughter's phone because they wanted me to pay to flash my phone in Somerset County. So I went to Cambria County, and the girl's like, yeah, no problem. She was so nice, Kylie. She was a manager there. So she flashes the phone. That shit took like over an hour. So be prepared to spend a whole day at Verizon, because that's what it's like every time I go. And you're gonna sit, and there's like 200 people in front of you, and they specialize, so they take a fucking hour for every customer. I was there for almost like an hour and 20 minutes, 25 minutes to flash a phone. So we finally get it flashed, and I say to the manager there, hey, Kylie, my phone has been messed up since like a week after I got it. Can you take a look at it? Because I've taken it to Somerset, to both locations, and they both kind of went, the people both kind of went, well, sorry, you got to get a new phone because your charger port doesn't work. So she's like, okay, this is the one good part of the story about Verizon. She's like the only person I've ever met that they've employed that's actually been really good for the company. So she's like, here, let me try a couple things. She takes her flashlight, she looks inside, and she's like, oh, it's got a little gunk in it. So she goes in the back, she gets some compressed air and a toothbrush, and she starts cleaning it, right? So as I'm cleaning it, I'm talking to her, and I'm like, how long you worked here? Just making a bullshit conversation with her. And she tells me that she's been there for like a year and a half, and she's a manager, and like everywhere else, they get mistreated, and life sucks for them, and they're underpaid, and they're overworked, and all that stuff, right? So I said to her, why did they quote me $370 to have my phone fixed with insurance? And she's like, who told you that? And I was like, both locations in Somerset County. They kind of like hurried me up and shooed me away because I wasn't buying a new $200 phone case or a $50 fucking screen protector from them. So they didn't care about me. And she's like, well, it's not $270. I don't know who told you that. She goes, you have the insurance, it's $100. And I was like, well, that's still crazy, but that's still reasonable. Why didn't anybody tell me? And she said, because the training is not very good with Verizon. And it's exactly what I just said 20 seconds ago. They couldn't sell me a new phone case. They couldn't sell me a new screen protector. Or they couldn't sell me a new iPad or some other, whatever crazy shit they get their commission from. Because I know at Metro PCS, if they give you one of the free tablet things, it's a 30-day trial, and you can just cancel it on day 31, and you don't have to pay the fees. And what happens is you get to keep the tablet, a Samsung Galaxy, or an Alcatel, some garbage one they had before, but they ended up doing the Samsung Galaxy for a while. So I ended up getting 3 of them, and they didn't cost me anything. But the salespeople don't get their commission unless you have the line active, the Wi-Fi line or the cellular line for the tablet. If you have it active for 90 days, they get like $20 commission. So I'm assuming it's the same thing with Verizon. And I asked her, right? And she's like, yeah, they really didn't care about you because you weren't buying something from them, which I thought was dastardly of them to do that. But I realized soon enough that after like 5 minutes of her tinkering with my phone, she plugs it in, and guess what? It works. It actually worked. I almost had a conniption fit because like 8 months I've been charging this stupid thing, putting a pad in my car, you make a turn, whoop, there goes the phone on the floor. I never even bought a screen protector, and I finally broke down and bought like a $10 case at the Daytona flea market in January, and I've been using that, and it's been great, but it's already falling apart. But the point of this story is, these companies don't give a shit about you. They don't care that you have a problem. They sell you a phone, they lie to you, they tell you, oh, that's the final cost, $300, and you get a bill in the mail for $1,300, and they provide no customer solution. You try to call them on the phone and they completely suck. They don't answer for 20 minutes, half an hour. They have you on hold. They disconnect you. It seems like customer service is in the toilet, and it's not just Verizon. It's all the phone companies, I'm told. Now I'm stuck paying $60 for the next 2.5 years, whatever it is. Comment below what kind of plan you have, and if you've been stuck in a plan like these people, Verizon and AT&T, and doing 3 and 5 year contracts now, let me know how you got out of it, and let the audience know how you got out of it, because I really want to get out of it. I can't even upgrade my phone for 3 years. With T-Mobile, it was like every 90 days you could upgrade your phone to an iPhone 17. You know, they were very flexible. But this company, they suck. And I would never use Verizon again. And guess what? I only get 1 bar in my neighborhood. So it's not like I had a huge benefit from switching to Verizon. At least I can answer my phone and answer my text now. But I'm still paying way too much. What are you paying for your cell phone service? And have you had issues? And if you have, which cell phone company have you had issues with? And what did you do to resolve it? But thanks for watching CJ Goes Unleashed, listening to my little rant about how Verizon sucks and I will never use them again. I'm thinking about going to I'd rather get Starlink and walk around with a big ass satellite in my back pocket than use Verizon again. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your weekend, Memorial Day weekend, or what is this, Memorial Day. I always get them mixed up. But enjoy your weekend, and don't eat too many carbs, but eat a lot of meat.